Go the Rams.
Adelaide to bring it out from their own line. And met by some very willing Auckland defence. And pushed back a couple of metres. Kieran Walters just goes from dubbing half to pick up Darren Doherty. 25 metres out from his own line.
As now the Adelaide Rams make their way out onto Marathon Stadium for the first time.
Hello and welcome to the Rampage League podcast, coming to you from our great new home down here at the Brew Boys Brewery down here in the Croydon Park, South Australia. And joining me at the Brew Boys Brewery is Simon. How are you, Simon?
Good Simon. I was going to call you Simon. I'm Simon. Or Rolly. They call me Rolly too.
Okay.
Many names, haven't they? So good, Darren. Yeah, good. It's good to be back at Brew Boys Brewery again and talking about the week in Rugby League. It's been a massive week. We've got a lot to talk about. We've also got Hold the Ball line from Port Augusta. So Hold the Ball. How you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good again. Thanks guys for having me. I'm looking forward to talking about the weekend that was. So yeah, of course.
Let's do it. Let's start off. So at Magic Round last week.
Yes.
The lovely Bris Vegas. 149,000 fans across the weekend.
That's amazing for Suncorp.
That's amazing,
yeah.
And obviously that Bris Vegas has got the Magic Round for a few more years, which is interesting.
Oh, definitely. Yes. And why you've just said that, I don't know what the total amount of seating or availability at Suncorp is, but I think if we had equal teams, there wouldn't have been a bye, and that number probably would have increased.
Yeah, imagine all them Dragons fans that would have rocked up to Magic Round.
Oh, definitely. And the Adelaide Rams fans, of course, because that would have been the...
Oh, that would be the... We're dreaming, but we love it.
Definitely.
What was your thought on the Magic Round?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Unfortunately, I've been there for the last 2 years, but I didn't make it this year around, but definitely will next year. But yeah, look, it's very different watching it from the telly, so it's a different perspective there. But overall, enjoyed all the games, and now it's just a great. Looked like it was just really fun for everyone there.
Yeah, talking about the games, we'll do the review for the lovely Magic Round. So it seems so long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. So Thursday night football, we had the Raiders and the Bulldogs. The Raiders won 24-20. I was actually surprised the Raiders won this one. They're doing well, Raiders, without Jamal Fogarty. I really thought him being out would be they wouldn't win till he got back, like kind of thing. So yeah, it was a good game, nice and close. Like most of the games on the weekend were pretty close, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. They were rather, definitely.
So what was your thoughts on this game, Hold the Ball?
Yeah, look, for this game here, I tipped the Raiders. I thought it was a very big, strong arm wrestle. In saying that, though, I just feel like if Burton obviously slotted in a stick, there probably would have been a different story altogether. But nonetheless, it's a good game, and I get to see the Raiders again punching on.
Yeah, it is good to see the Raiders because the Raiders, a lot of people tipped them for down the bottom, and they're in the 8, and they're playing well. They obviously beat Manly the week before, and I guess they're kind of under the radar a little bit. No one's really saying Raiders top 8, Raiders top 4, and they're just sneaking along. They are. If they keep get some players back from injury, they might be up there for the second half of the season. So
they could be, yeah, absolutely.
The Dogs are impressive too. Like from last year, they were terrible, and I've definitely I was checking the Fox. I watched all the games, and the Fox League were telling that they only got the third best defense in the comp.
Wow,
so,
right.
Obviously, defence wins premierships.
It does.
You can't win a premiership if you're leaking 20 or 30 points. So that's positive for the Bulldogs fans that they're improving. So we go to Friday night game. Oh my God. Okay, so it's the Manly Seagulls versus the Brisbane Broncos. Brisbane up 12-0 early. Manly looked threatening a lot, but just couldn't get over the line, and was just missing that turbo at the back.
They are.
And then they scored. And then they scored off a forward pass. It was a massive forward pass. And there was 12-all. Like, here you go, Cherry Evans is going to kick a field goal here. And then they got that really soft penalty.
Very.
And then they kicked the field goal on 13-12. It was like disappointing because I felt like we played better than the scoreboard showed.
Yes, yeah.
So, another loss of Manly, which is great. What was your thoughts on this, Hold the Ball?
Yeah, no, watching this game, I actually, I didn't expect it to be that close. Compliment to the Eagles. I thought you guys were definitely, I thought you guys could have actually won the game, in all honesty. But in saying though, kudos to the Broncos for holding it down, but a good game nonetheless.
100%, yeah. So hopefully Manly pull their finger out this week. So we go on to Saturday game, yeah. It was the Titans, the Knights. I felt like the Titans Titans were robbed here. They scored late, Brian Kelly, and they took it off him off the bunker review and said he knocked it on. I didn't see knock on, and they lost 28-24. I would just love to see the Titans, because the Titans, they had such a bad start to the season, and they've kind of pulled their finger out lately. Des has done something, and they're a lot more competitive. And this game, their halves were, there was no ones. Like, they didn't have Foran, they didn't have Boyd, so it wasn't looking good. But they showed up and they fought. What was your thoughts on the ball in the Titans and Knights game?
Yeah, for this game here, I tipped the Titans. I just feel like the Titans of old, unfortunately, sort of reared its ugly head in the second half in particular. Obviously, with the outstanding lead into the Knights coming back. But yeah, you're sort of touching as well. It was virtually just halves that we didn't know of. Playing for Titans there, but again, kudos to the Knights and their fullback. He's looking pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, like you thought Callum Ponga's out, and I thought Knights would just struggle. And yeah, it's his name, David Armstrong. I'm just trying to remember his name. Let's see how good my memory is. Yeah, David Armstrong. Never heard of him, and he's there.
No.
He had most running meters, had 260 something running meters.
Wow, right.
Like, yeah, he was good. So like, you think obviously Ponga's going to come back in.
Yes.
Where are they going to put Armstrong? Could he try and go to another club that need fullback? Like, 'cause you can't have Armstrong and Ponga at the same position, obviously, unless they got to sort something out there. But yeah, that was good for Newcastle, because they're playing pretty well. They're in the 8, so yeah, we'll move on to the next game.
Right.
The next game, the Sharks and the Roosters. I thought the Roosters would win this.
Yes.
Waiting for the Sharks to fall over, and they're not at the moment.
No,
they won
they're
38-30. Yeah.
Keep on their way, and yeah.
Nico Hines is playing really well, and yeah, high scoring match. But yeah, it was a good game, and I'm still waiting for the Sharks to fall off. But yeah, it was a good game and high scoring, plenty of entertainment. What's your thoughts on the ball on this game?
Yeah, again, still similar to what you're saying there, waiting for them to fall off. But they beat the Storm last week, they beat the Roosters this week, so they're definitely looking formidable, very strong. I will say that their ties against the Roosters came from the Roosters' mistakes. Not taking anything away from the Sharks there, but look, it was a good game there. I thought we saw good from both teams, and both teams will definitely take a lot out of it.
Yeah, and the Sharks play the Panthers this week, so they're playing high-quality teams. The Panthers obviously will have a few outs because Cleary's not playing, but if you keep winning against them kind of high-quality teams, it's gonna keep you up in the top 4, isn't it? Really?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So the next game we got was South and the Cowboys. So I think the Cowboys, they should have won this easily, but they kind of didn't put them away, and then late in the last 15 minutes they scored 2 tries.
Yeah.
The South, and they had the chance to really win that, and then they obviously didn't. I think they went to the bin late, was it? Yeah, so sin bin late, yeah, which kind of cost them, and they lost 28-22. Yeah, I don't mind seeing South lose every week.
No.
It's not a bad thing for me. What's your thoughts? Hold the ball on this game.
Yeah, look, I took the Rabbitohs, obviously didn't go their way, but in saying that though, I just have a feeling that despite that win there from the Cowboys, I don't think it did much there for the pressure that Peyton would be facing at the moment. I thought they would have won, by a lot more, but look, it is what it is. And the Rabbitohs, good to have the trial back, but in saying that, the game they probably could have won.
Exactly. So we go to Sunday's game. This was an interesting game. It was the Penrith Panthers versus the Wars, and they Wars won 22-20, close. Another close game.
Very close.
Dylan Edwards scored in the first minute, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. This is not good at all.
Yep.
And then the Wars, like, obviously had no Sean Johnson, a few big players out.
Yes.
Had Charles and Closet in the halves as well, and then they won. They beat their defending premiers. Is this going to kickstart the season for the Wars? I'm hoping it does.
Fingers
They
crossed.
still haven't got Sean Johnson again this week, so once he comes back, I think it's going to boost them. But if they can win without him, it's just going to build their confidence.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
What's your thoughts on the ball on your team, the Wars?
Yeah, look, what a game. What a game. Talk about magic round there. I just thought the Warriors were very composed again. They lost a few players too. Obviously, Panthers, they were without Berry. I just really like the gut and determination that we showed despite having to shuffle around for the players who weren't there. But I love that big hit that Pompey put on goals there. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that was good. But yeah, it was positive to see the Warriors play so well without Sean Johnson and without a few players, and then just had the guts to show up for each other. So yeah, I'm hoping that kickstarts them and they start going well, because it's such an entertaining team to watch when they're on.
Absolutely.
The Panthers, obviously, without Cleary, they still win all right.
Yes, yeah.
Dylan Edwards, I think he's got to be fullback for New South Wales. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, the next game, so the trend of close games ended when the Storm played Parramatta, and it cost the coach a job. So the Storm won 48 points to 16. Cameron Munster injured his groin.
Oh, no.
So I remember I watched it on the TV, and you see his hold his groin, and then he just went down like he got shot. He was on the ground in so much pain. I've done my groin before. It is not fun. Not fun at all. He's out for the whole Origin series, which is a big out for Queensland. But the poor, I love saying this, the poor Parramatta Eels.
Oh,
sucks to be them. So, yeah, unlucky. So, what was your thoughts on this? Hold the ball, 8 tries to 3. Storm playing well. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I just knew the Storm would win. Be by this much, and it probably was the case too. I just feel like the Eels are just in all sorts, and obviously losing right after this morning as well. Yesterday. It's tough. I'm not too sure what to do with the Eels there, but as for the Storm, unfortunately for them, losing Mark was a big one there. But I don't know. I feel for the Eels. I really do.
Yeah, I feel for them about 1%. Yeah, they'll get it. They'll get it. Once that Moses come back, Clint Guthers gets back, they'll be better. I hope they don't get too much better though. And the last game of the round was the West Tigers and the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they're top 4, and Hammer was back. Hammer played well. Hammer's like it kind of sucks for Queensland because they've got so many good fullbacks. Because I'd love to see Hammer at fullback in Origin, but they've got Reece Walsh, they've got Kalen Ponga, they've got plenty of fullbacks to pick from. But yeah, the poor Tigers, they had a chance. They scored a couple of tries and made it interesting, and then they had a couple of sin bins. They were down to 11 players at one stage. So, early second half, they had 11 players on the field. So to say they lost by 12 when they had 2 sin bins within like 10 minutes each other, they done well. But
definitely.
Yeah, it's good to see. Good to see the Dolphins do well because that's obviously good for expansion talks. If the Dolphins are doing well, maybe we can get another team, and hopefully it's not PNG. But we've talked about it last week, and we'll keep talking about it. But hold the ball. What was your thoughts on the Dolphins-Tigers game?
Yeah, look, that game there, I mean, just to echo what you're saying there, I thought it was really good to see them about. As for the Tigers, I was really hoping they could get into this one here. It looked like they did, as you're saying, but at the end there, the Dolphins proving to be far too strong there. And again, with Hammer back is good. But as for the Tigers, was that lost there their 7th in a row?
Yeah, they started off well, and they've just dropped off real bad. So yeah, they need to do something, change it quick. Or Benji Marshall could find himself jobless. So we can go for a quick break, and we'll come back with we'll talk about Indigenous round.
Have you thought about promoting your business, event, or product on radio? Getting your product, service on radio is easier than you think. Consider sponsoring Adelaide's only dedicated rugby league podcast on Ausports Radio. In return for your sponsorship, we offer fully voiced and produced sponsorship announcements played during the live recording and broadcast, as well as online promotion if that tickles your fancy as well. For more information, send an email to our marketing team at ausportsonline.com.
You're tuned into the Rampage League podcast on Ausports Radio.
That's right, with Rolly, Hold the Ball, and myself, Darren.
Yes, Darren. You are Darren. And I'm Rolly and Hold the Ball. Thank you for joining us again from all the way from Portugutta. I think I said that right. That's how the locals say it. Is it Portugutta? I think that's how I say it. I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on. This week is Indigenous round. Have you seen any of the jerseys that come out, Darren?
No.
I go onto Facebook like a lot of the day when I'm trying to work, and there's some really good ones this year. Like Broncos really one. I love Manly's one. I don't know if you've seen the Warriors one. Hold the Ball. Hold the Ball. It's nice Warriors one, but they've definitely put a lot of effort into the Indigenous jerseys this year. It's a good round. I really enjoy Indigenous round. It's just it's not like Anzac round. Anzac round's different, but it's just something about that round. It's kind of like it's like a magic round, but not magic round. But yeah, it's good to see all the Indigenous players because there's so many in the competition, and to see them represent their culture. It's good not just for obviously Aboriginal players, but for the Maoris in New Zealand. I love because there's so many Maoris, and I love the New Zealand jersey. I would buy it, to be fair. It's really nice, but I can't buy a Warriors jersey because Hold the Ball have all the Warriors jerseys, so I don't want to steal his merchandise. But yeah, Hold the Ball. What was your thoughts on the Warriors jersey for Anzac Day? God, for Indigenous round.
Yeah, look, I really like the black, right? I'm a big fan of the Warriors and the black color black there for them. So again, just look good. It represents obviously, the Maori there in New Zealand as a whole, and their contribution to the game as well as the Indigenous Australians as well. So love it, and keep to see them wear it out there on Sunday. Yeah,
it's going to be a good round. I hope, as much as I hate Latrell Mitch, hopefully he scores and does some sort of maybe a tribute to Greg Inglis with a goanna or something, because he always does that. He puts his bunny ears up. I don't know if it's a dingo or what it is, but I used to love when Greg Inglis used to pull out the goanna. So yeah, Indigenous round. So make sure you're watching, Darren, and check them jerseys out. I'll ask you next week what you thought of the jerseys. Let's move on to the big news of yesterday night. Kind of broke. It was the Parramatta coach, Brad Arthur, getting the sack.
Top story. The Parramatta Eels have parted ways with Brad Arthur after 11 seasons at the club. It's tough news to take, but Brad, being the man he is, has kindly agreed to join us tonight. BA, 264 games, some highs, some lows, but would you do it all again?
Yeah, I wouldn't change any of it. I've really enjoyed my time, and I'm grateful for my time at the club. You know, I don't hold any resentment, and I'm not bitter about what's happened. I've made some wonderful friendships. You know, I've learned a lot. I've grown as a person with my leadership. I wouldn't change any bit of it. If someone could have told me 11 years ago that, you know, this is where I'd be, and would I be able to get sacked on my 50th birthday, I would have accepted it.
ABA, it's James Graham. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I think you should be very proud of your accomplishments with the Parramatta Eels over those 11 seasons. I just want to ask you, what was your initial reaction to receiving the news yesterday?
Well, when I got the phone call to come in, I rang my manager straight away. I knew probably what was coming, and I was disappointed because that's all I know, and I love the club. I love the players. I love my job. You know, I was up this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning doing laps of the house, getting ready to go to work, and so it's just part of my life. But it's, you know, now a new chapter will start for me.
Brad, it's Dean Ritchie. Results have been poor this year. There's no sugarcoating that. Did you see this coming, or did you genuinely believe that you had the full support of the board? Oh, look, Dean, I thought maybe, you know, I might get to the end of the year, but I get it. I signed up for it. Results are important. That's what the business is driven by, and that the results weren't good enough at present. I'm sure the boys can turn it around, and, you know, I'll be watching keenly to hopefully that they do turn it around. And you know, but like I said, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time, and I'm so grateful for the life it's presented for me and my family over the last 11 years, and I've learnt so much.
Hey Brad, it's Brent Reid. You know, it's a massive club, Para, and that premiership drought, it's been spoken about ad nauseum over the years, and you came under the season under a lot of pressure, a lot of media talk. How did you handle that? How did you find that? I think it's come with the territory. Parramatta's a massive club, so I've got used to it. So I know whatever's next for me, I'm going to be better again and better prepared. You know, I'm proud, Reedy. I'm proud of, you know, where I started to where I am now. The 11 years we've played in finals, so I've changed. Well, hopefully I've contributed to changing people's lives. We've had young men become men with young families, representative players. I got to experience a grand final week. I got to watch my young Blake debut. Like, what more could I ask for? Yep, I want to win a comp, then every coach does, and I'm still going to be striving to do that for however long, but I wouldn't change any of it, and I've got no regrets.
Yeah, you've had the same core group of players for a long period of time now. Has it been rewarding for you to see these guys develop, not only on the field but off it?
Yep, they're great men, and every one of them either reached out to me over the last 24 hours via text or ring, and, you know, a couple of boys turned up today with a carton of beer and then some flowers for Michelle. You know, Junior was doing laps around the streets last night wanting to come over. You know, Gutho was the first to ring me, so they've also, hopefully I've made positive changes on their life, but they've made a real positive change on my life and provided me and my family with things that I never thought was possible.
BA, with the benefit of hindsight, in my time at the Bulldogs, look back at the 2014 grand final and perhaps looked at it as more of a celebration than it should have been. When you made the grand final a couple of seasons ago, is there anything that you look back on and think you would have changed in the aftermath of that grand final appearance?
Yeah, the word there, celebration, I think we really focused on enjoying the week, and I'm sure that was probably our downfall. Like, we were very happy to be there, and I've learnt from that, and hopefully I'll get another opportunity to rectify it, but maybe we lost the intensity and dropped the focus around what had got us there and what we needed to do, and we probably lapped it up and enjoyed it too much. So that's experience for you, and you don't get it until you get it.
What about post that grand final victory? Was it seen too much of a we've achieved something by being there? Because I think that's what we certainly felt back in 14 at the Dogs.
Yeah, James, I think you're right, and I felt it, and, you know, I had some good advice around me too of people warning me of that. You know, Craig rang me from Melbourne and talked to me about it. Mick Ennis talked to me about it. Yeah, so look, you can't change any of it now, and I'm still proud of the team for getting us to a grand final, and especially defying the odds. We were up at North Queensland in the heat, and we're out in our feet, and we defended our way to a victory where we didn't have any ball. So we probably played our grand final the week before, and we're happy to be there.
Brad, you're a career coach. There's no doubt about that. So what's next for BA?
Well, I'm going to try and have a sleep in because I haven't done that for a while. So I don't know how I'm going to go there, but look, I just want to coach. You know, at some stage, it's just the nature of our game. this will happen to someone else, and it's unfortunate. And I'm not going to prey on someone else's job, but like at some stage, hopefully, there's an opportunity that comes along, and I think I'll be able to make some adjustments to things I've done in the past, and I'm really excited about what's next for me. I feel fresh and I'm ready to go today. I know it's only 24 hours later, but I feel like I'm ready for the next adventure in my life.
Yeah, I think you do a wonderful job, BA. Just from us here at Fox League, congratulations on your time at Parramatta. Also, congratulations on your 50th birthday. Never easy, especially after what happened yesterday, but we really appreciate you coming on.
And Trent Barrett, who's coached Manly and the Bulldogs and got sacked from both clubs, now is interim coach for Parramatta. Is it early to sack Brad Arthur? Was maybe a change because they were kind of just playing the same football for the last kind of couple of years, and everyone's kind of just learnt how they played. Was it too early to sack him? Is it a good choice to sack him? Is Trent Barrett a long-term solution, or is he just going to see out the season? I know that the Parramatta were trying to get Wayne Bennett as well.
Yes.
What's your thoughts, Darren, on the Parramatta situation? Are you available to coach?
I would have to check my diary and the other conversations I've been having. It's a possibility.
Darren Andrews as Parramatta coach.
Yes, well, I can't do it any worse than
the...
Good point. Yes. No, I guess if the results weren't showing on the field, then how long do you keep beating a dead horse? And
exactly. Yeah, because they haven't been great. Like obviously no Mitchell Moses, Clint Gutherson, but yeah, I feel like it's maybe a bit early to get rid of the coach, but maybe they needed a change. Maybe it's a good thing to get rid of him. Like he's done well. He came out and he had a comment I sent on Facebook that he was happy that he managed to coach that many games, see his son debut in the NRL and made a grand final. He was happy with how he went. What's your thought? Hold the ball on the Parramatta situation.
Yeah, because I touched on prior, I definitely feel for him. Well, I think the one of the reasons why they sacked him, I'm assuming, is obviously in 2022 they met the Panthers at the grand final, and since then, obviously Panthers have been back to back, and unfortunately for the Eels, they have been slipping and sliding, and I just think I agree with you there, just regarding, I think the team itself, the organisation, the team wants a change, and as much as I like Brad Arthur, I think he's a good bloke outside the game. And unfortunately, that's just not the way it sort of rolls in the business there in coaching. You're going to get results there. So, look, it was bound to happen there. So I'm just interested to see what happens next.
Yeah, it'd suck to be a coach, wouldn't it?
It would. Eels are currently 14th.
Yep.
And the other team to sack their coach, the Rapidos, are last. Was it worth keeping him? I know you're not at the right end of the ladder, but you're not at the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah.
Not sure if you could make the top 8, but there's a possibility you could have gone, slight possibility gone up.
Yeah, he might have lost the player group as well, which would have been there might be things behind with the scenes.
That's it.
I think it was a long time ago now, but I remember Panthers had who's that coach? Griffin. I can't remember his first name. They were in the top 8 and they sacked him.
Right.
Yeah, you're not always. You can be performing and still get sacked.
Yes.
Obviously something going on behind that.
That we don't know about.
Yeah. So the latest rumour I heard just before came on to here, that was Arthur to Manly, Seabold to the Dolphins, and obviously we'll talk about this in a sec, Wayne Bennett to South.
Ooh, interesting.
Because Brad Arthur's son, plays for Manly. So, and I'm talking about maybe Seabold wants to go back to Queensland. And obviously Wayne Bennett. So that'd be interesting if that came, because I personally don't think Seabold is a great coach for Manly.
Right.
Brad Arthur actually was assistant coach for Manly before he went to Parramatta.
Okay.
So he knows the Manly system. His son's there. I think he still lives near Manly as well. So that could be a rumour we've just started on the Rampage League podcast. Brad Arthur to Manly 2025.
Oh, could be, absolutely.
If I get it right, I'll tell you what. We better have a beer.
I think so.
Beers at the Brew Boys Brewery.
Yes.
So we'll move on to the latest news that broke this morning, and it was Wayne Bennett back to South. I hate South.
Reporting the South Sydney Rabbitohs delighted to be welcoming back Wayne Bennett as the club's head coach for the next 3 seasons. From 2025 onwards, the Rabbitohs wish Coach Bennett the best of luck for the remainder of the 2024 season. Out of respect for him and his current club, the Dolphins, the Rabbitohs won't make any further comment until he completes his duties with the Dolphins and resumes coaching.
Wayne Bennett's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. I actually personally think Craig Bellamy's better, but Wayne Bennett's been coaching since 19 team dignity too. So he's got the record. So what's your thoughts, Hold the Ball, on South going back to the future and signing Wayne Bennett again?
Yeah, look, that's probably the way to actually call it. Yeah, that's probably how to say it. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. It's perplexing in the sense that, I guess the question is why have they gone that way as players? Is it for future movement? Right? I'm not too sure. But in saying that, I suppose Wayne Bennett, if he wants to go there, I guess the Rebels will definitely have the door open there for him. But yeah, it's just interesting. I'm interested as to why, how, and what it does look like there, especially for their fans. Yeah, some are happy, some are not. So that's interesting as well. I'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, because I think the current roster that's at South isn't too appetising, really. And he's got Dolphins top 4. Will this make other players go to South because they got Wayne Bennett? Like, does he have any pulling power? And then they're talking about another rumour that I heard is he does 3 years. And then once he finishes that, he'll be the PNG coach.
Yes.
And then I'm like, why would he want to go live in PNG?
Well, because he's currently 74.
Yep.
So think by the time the 3 years, 75, 76, he'll be 77.
Yeah.
I can't really see him at that age wanting to make a move over to Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Moving his whole life over there at that age. And
yeah. They might throw a lot of money at him, but yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess.
All right, it's only what we can do, yep.
Yeah.
So I've got a quote from Wayne. I'm going back to Souths for 3 years. Bennett told the Australian Associated Press on Tuesday. I like the people there, I like the club and what it stands for.
Yeah.
So
okay, well, have fun, because the reason he left is he had that I said Demetrio. He took over. He was like assistant coach. Wayne was grooming him to take over for success. Then they got rid of him. And now Wayne's coming back. It's like, what was the whole point of this other coach going into the spot?
Yeah,
getting him ready for first grade, and then he got the sack, and then you go back. You haven't got you haven't got Arnold Reynolds there anymore. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to next year. See how Wayne Bennett goes. See if South signs some different players. Latrell, is he going to be a still fullback? Is he going to go back into the centres? Like, there's so many, because
different variables. Yeah,
when Latrell was out, their fullback they had in. He was a young bloke, and he went really well. More of a traditional fullback than Latrell is.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess the crystal ball, we'll find out. This time next year, we'll talking about Wayne Bennett, South on top of the ladder, unbeaten, and he's a master coach. But yeah, so we'll move on. I got a new bit of a new segment here.
Oh, okay.
So it's NRL signings tracker. All right.
Oh.
So I want to hear your thoughts on this. Hold the ball. So Aaron Schopp signed with the Manly Sea Eagles for 2 years, effective immediately. Was released by the Gold Coast Titans. He played 2 games for the Titans this year. He used to play for the Bulldogs. He's only 22. He's young, solid player. I don't know why he wanted to go to Manly because we've got a lot of backs. We've got Paulo. We've got Saab's back. We've got Ruben Garrick. We get everyone. There's heaps of backs. He's been named in reserve grade. So he was playing first grade last week for the Titans, and now he's moved and he's in reserve grade. What's your thoughts? Hold the ball. Do you know much about Aaron Schopp?
Yeah, I do. I watched him at the Doggies there when he first sort of started. Yeah, look, very interesting, right? Titans 1 week, Sea Eagles, well, I suppose reserve team the next. I do see him as a depth signing, right, in case any injuries do sort of come back. But yeah, look, he's a handy player, and he's 22 years old, so again, age is on the side there. I don't mind the signing from Manly, but in saying that though, yeah, again, if the new guys are all fit and well, where does he fit? That's my big question there. But no, good signing nonetheless.
I felt bad for the Titans because I thought he kind of, I like Brian Kelly on one side of and Aaron Schopp on the other side. But the Titans will, I'm sure they'll sign someone else to replace him.
Yeah.
Jaden Sewer has re-signed with the Dragons for 2 years. Good news for the Dragons. Obviously he's a representative forward. He obviously played for the Broncos and he played for South. So it's good to see that more people are being loyal instead of, because I'm sure if he tested the open market, he would have probably got a better offer.
Yes.
Yeah, a good player, good solid player. And what's your thoughts on Jaden Sewer? Hold the ball.
Jaden Sewer, again, a handy second rower, very strong, very versatile, and sort of that's what you're saying there as well. The Dragons be rewarded there with royalty, so other clubs are definitely chasing him for sure. But I'm looking to see the Red D there get rewarded. So,
another thing that happened last week, I think it was as soon as we got off the air last week, David Fafita backflipped on the Roosters.
Yes.
Staying with the Titans. Massive news for the Titans because obviously he's one of their biggest players. And the Roosters, they seem to always get what they want. So it was good to see they didn't get what they wanted. I heard rumours, I don't know how true this on NR360, that he rang up Nick Politis and he said, I'm having second thoughts on the move. going to Sydney, and then his Politis has rang up and said, let's pull the offer because we don't want him having second thoughts now. He moves down to Sydney and then wants to release halfway through his contract and then came out. So a lot of people saying it was a bit of a weak act from Fafita, but I'm actually happy that he stayed with the Titans because like Fafita and Tino and the Titans just makes that team dangerous when they're together.
Definitely.
And it's good to see that he's actually staying loyal, and because he was actually going there for less money than he was offered. So it was like a bit of a weird thing. Like, why do you want to go to the Roosters for less money? So what's your thoughts? Hold the ball and hold the Fafita backflip.
Yeah, look, it's interesting because my understanding was that Penrith Panthers were also involved as well.
Correct.
I'm not sure how true those reports are. But yeah, look, good on him. I'm good on the Titans for keeping him as well. Yeah, I guess I've seen some fans sort of say he's the beaches of the premiership or the potential premiership. But I'm saying that I really do think the Titans are building up something here that can definitely be contending in a few years, hopefully very soon.
So it's funny I talk about backflips, okay? Everyone knows Daly Cherry Evans backflipped, okay? Manly to the Titans, okay? But people forget other players have backflipped. It's always DC gets the backflip tag. Okay, so James Tedesco backflipped on the Raiders. He was going to the Raiders. Greg Inglis backflipped on the Broncos. Was it Broncos? Yes. And then Josh Papali'i, he was going to Parramatta and backflip. So backflip is a thing.
It is.
Like, no one ever remembers the rest of the players. Oh, Cherry Evans backflipped on the Titans, but there's been other people that backflipped. I probably missed a few, but I think David Fafita backflipping has taken the heat off Cherry Evans.
I think so.
Like, Fafita, your dog, you backflipped on the Titans. And everyone's like, Cherry Evans is back. I'm going to thank God. Finally, someone has backflipped so I don't have to cop the shit anymore.
I couldn't imagine DCE in a Tyson jersey. It just looks so
It's funny
handy.
because he bought a house in the Gold Coast.
Right, okay.
Obviously, man, and I followed it really close because I thought, Charlie Evans, he bought a house there because I lived on the Gold Coast at the time. So I was like, everyone on the Gold Coast was talking about all 10 people that support the Titans on the Gold Coast, maybe 11. And then he bought a house, he was getting to move there. He went up and checked it, and then he backflipped and he sold their house. It was a nice house too, but not as good as house in Manly.
Nice.
So another signing, another loyal player. I don't know if you've ever seen this guy without a mouth guard on. I've seen him on Sunday night show. So Mark Nicholas has re-signed with the Dolphins. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So Cameron McGuinness. I don't know if you know Cameron McGuinness. He's got that missing tooth. Okay, and he kind of looks like I don't know. He looks ugly. Okay.
Yep.
So Mark Nicholas is missing two. The front. He's got this big gap there, and Matty Johns was like, "I'll take your mouth guard off," and he's like, "Oh no, I look terrible." So he took it out, and they said, "No, put it back in." It looks terrible. So he's re-signed for a couple more years. Mark Nicholas, that's good to see. Wade Egan, former Panthers player, kind of underperformed at the Panthers. Okay?
Yeah.
He was a bit young, bit experienced. Went to Warriors. First season was a bit quiet, but he is one of the most improved players in the league. And he's remained with the Warriors for another year. How many years? Yep, 2 more years. So
right.
I think a big plus for the Wires because he's just improved so much because I watched him at the Panthers and he was nothing really. He kind of came in, played a couple of first grades and get dropped because he was. So his delivery at dummy half, I don't know much if you know much about dummy half. So you deliver at dummy half, play the ball, okay, you've got to get quick ball to your halves or to your when you're attacking.
Yep.
He was just giving the ball too slow. So he'd like double pump and like the ball would get too slowly to Cleary or to James Maloney back then, and the players would rush up, and it was kind of like the play would be over because the ball was just getting too slow to the playmaker.
Yes.
He's definitely fixed that with the Warriors. One thing he's underrated for is his tackling. He's a great tackler.
Right.
And obviously your dummy half does a lot of tackles. He's in the middle of the field next to the big boppers. So yeah, Wade Egan, I think underrated. What's your thoughts, Wade Egan, Mr. Hold the Ball?
Yeah, look, when I heard that, I was very, very pleased with that. Yeah, just to touch on what you were saying before, I do feel like at the Warriors and at the Wilds, we gave them time to definitely draft, and grow into that position there especially. Because, look, I won't lie, it was a little bit tough when he sort of first played for us a couple of years there, but he's definitely grown into one of those most notable players, and not only for us, but for the game. And again, he copied this leader on and off the field as well for the Warriors. So very pleased with that one there.
Yeah, 100%. So another signing, Dane Gagai will remain at Newcastle for 2 more years.
Right.
He had a lot of other clubs chasing him. Good to see he remained loyal to Newcastle.
Yep.
I think he was getting more. He got offered. I think it was St George and the Warriors. Warriors aren't New South Wales. Dragons and Roosters were offering him more money. And he stayed with Newcastle, which is good. 2 more years Newcastle, good on him. And he's obviously a former Origin player. I don't think he'll get selected this year. But and the last signing of the day, this is an old one, but we'll go through it. English star Lewis Dodd is going to Rabbitohs for 3 years. He's 22. He's apparently pretty big in the English Premier League. South are missing a halfback.
Yep.
Lachlan Lewis is injured and leaving the club. This weekend, Cody Walker's been named at 7. Jack White has been named at 6. So this might be something to look forward for South, having a young halfback who's actually a halfback.
Right.
Fine for them for a few years.
Oh,
I don't know much about him.
No,
I'm sure
no.
Wall probably doesn't know much about him either, but he's young. He's a star in England. Will he come over, make a difference for South next year? Obviously, Wayne Bennett will be back. Interesting. Yeah.
It is very interesting, definitely.
So we'll move on to what's my favourite segment. It is my favourite segment. It's Ladder Watch. The Ladder Watch. I don't think much has changed this week, to be fair. So the Sharks. We talked about the Sharks. They are still on top. We talked about them. They've had the Panthers this week. We'll see how they go. The Storm are second. Panthers have dropped to third because they lost to the Warriors.
That's right, yes.
The Dolphins are still fourth. Broncos are fifth. Raiders are sixth, which is just surprising.
It is, yes.
Warriors. No, the Rabbitohs. The Roosters. English is my first language. English is my first language, I swear. And the Newcastle Knights snuck up there into the top 8 as well. Just outside the 8 and the same points of the Dragons. We'll skip 10th because we don't talk about the 10th player, the 10th team. We'll go the 11th is the Bulldogs, 12th the Cowboys. The Warriors have come up to 13th, up the wires. The climate. Parramatta obviously talk about 14th, West Tigers 15th, and the 2 bottom teams is the Titans and the Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs, yes.
What's your thoughts on the top 8? Hold the board. Do you see any teams outside the top 8 coming in, and who's going to leave the top 8 in your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I'm just surprised you guys all over the Raiders, honestly, considering they sit there with minus 5 goals a night as well, points differential there. I reckon in terms of, I reckon you lot, the Eagles are definitely a chance, I reckon, after this one potentially getting in there. I can see the Knights, potentially Raiders falling off. It's pretty tough, though, a bit of a tight squeeze there, but yeah, look, it's still anyone's game for what I'm seeing anyway.
Yeah, 100%. So I think it's obviously still a little bit early. You can I think the only teams I can kind of say are not going to make the top 8, I've ruled them out already, would be the Warriors, Eels, Tigers, Titans, and the Rabbits. I think they're gone for the year.
Yeah.
I think everyone outside that. So from Warriors up, definitely have a chance. All you do is string 2 or 3 games in a row, get 2 or 3 wins in a row, maybe 3 or 4 wins in a row, and you're in the top 8 because it's such a close competition. So you see, the Warriors only 3 points out of the 8, and they're 13th in the ladder. So, and they haven't played well at all. There's only 3 points out of the 8. There's it's just really close. There's only between obviously Sharks, we can't count them because they're on top by heaps. But so
yes.
Panthers on 16 points. And Newcastle on 12 points. So it's like 2 points. That's 4 points from 3rd to 8th. So give it maybe halfway point of the season. We can kind of get more into the Warriors are never going to make a chance because So win a few games, you're in. But say you lose a few games and you're going to slide. So
definitely, yes.
Do you want to have another break and we'll come back and we'll talk about the preview for round 12?
Round 12, yeah, I do believe it is.
Do you follow rugby league? Are you a passionate rugby league fan? Want to see a rugby league team in Adelaide? If you answered yes to these questions, then we want to hear from you. Here at the Rampage League podcast, we're looking for the next presenter, someone who will bring their passion and enthusiasm to the Rampage League podcast. Someone who wants a rugby league team back in Adelaide. For more info, send an email to producer Darren at admin@ozsportsonline.com. You're tuned into the Rampage League podcast with Simon and Holding the Ball.
That's right. That's who you're with on this episode.
Simon, a.k.a. Rolly, and Hold the Ball, a.k.a. Hold the Ball. I guess you do holding your ball sometimes, but that's a different ball, I'm guessing. Anyways, we'll crack on with round 12. We start off Thursday night, the Bulldogs versus the Dragons. Looking at the team lists, I don't think there's much difference from last round. It's the same. They've named the same teams, the same squads. So it's gonna. It's a tough game because the Bulldogs obviously got a really good defense, and the Dragons have surprised me. Oh God, who am I going to tip? I'm going to tip the Bulldogs. Golden point.
Right.
And I'm going to say Matt Burton field goal. Yeah. What's your thoughts, Darren? Who are you picking? Who are you tipping?
I'll go, Bulldogs. I think, yes.
Okay, hold the ball. Who are you thinking?
Yep, I'm going to go Bulldogs 6-12. They'll show their card to score.
Yeah, Adokar. He's got to score.
It's got it.
So it's all three of us tipping the Bulldogs, so they're definitely going to lose now. No chance. All right, so the early game on Friday. This is going to be interesting in the lovely Townsville. It's the Cowboys, who've been really disappointing, really, versus the Tigers. The Tigers still, I look at their halves, and I'm not really impressed.
No, it's no one that's
Jaden Sullivan is a future player, but is he right now? They're missing Justin Olam in the centres. He's out. Brent Naden's out. But saying that, if you've got Api Coruscant, if he plays well, it gives him a chance. But Cowboys in Townsville, hard to beat, really.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm going to say, the Cowboys win 13+. What's your thoughts, Darren?
Yeah, Cowboys.
Cowboys, hold the ball.
Yeah, look, simply just for the Cowboys there.
All three of us Cowboys.
Yep.
We're all on the same page tonight. Okay, the second game is from lovely Manly, 4 Points Park, beautiful part of the world.
Oh, definitely it is.
And Manly play a team not many people will know called the Melbourne Storm.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of them anyway. They must be new. So big out for the Storm is Cameron Munster. Gone. His hamstring is his groin. Needs rubbing or something. Someone needs to help him out there. But Jerome Hughes is back. Okay. So that's a big in because you lose one, you get the other. So
yes,
obviously no Pappenhausen, which is good for us.
Yep.
Manly at home. I've been to about 3 or 4 games at Manly against the Storm, and the Storm actually play really good at Brookvale. So it's not really a home advantage for us.
No.
I can't tip. I tipped against Manly last week, so I can't do it. Manly've lost like 3 or 4 in a row now, so I'm expecting a big turnout. You're going to say, Nathan Brown's back. Okay, so that's good because Nathan Brown's been great for Manly.
Definitely, yes.
I'm going to say Manly by 4 points, and I'm going to say first try scorer is going to be my favourite player at the moment, To'o Kola. I think he's a great fullback. I think I said his name right. Anyway, what's your tip, Darren?
As much as I'd like to tip Manly, I'm going to go Storm.
Storm. That's smart. Reverse psychology. I like it. So
yes.
That's what you did. All right.
Yep.
Hold the ball. How long do you want to be a part of Rampage League podcast? Are you going to tip Manly, or are we going to sack you? What's going on?
Very long. That's why I'm tipping with the Eagles now. Look, I'm definitely tipping with the Eagles here. I reckon you guys will be up for this one here. I feel something in the air. So me, the Eagles, 6-12.
It's something in the air. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
So me and Hold the Ball, we're on fire. Saturday in chilly Canberra. It's going to be freezing.
Oh,
okay?
yes.
It's going to be freezing. 2:30 in the afternoon. It's not warm.
No.
The Raiders play the Roosters, 6th versus 7th. So you'd look at this and if you'd look you go, Roosters will win this easy. But the Raiders have just played above themselves this year. Oh, yeah. But I do think the Roosters will beat them. I hope the Raiders play well. I just see strike power when I look at the Roosters. Like you look at their backline, it's almost like a New South Wales backline if you get, or even a team for a Test backline. Is what I'm trying to say. So you get to Tesco, you got Tupu, Swaley, Manu, Dominic Young. So you got Australia, New Zealand players, you got England players like Luke Keary, and you got Sam Walker. That's a pretty good backline.
Very good backline.
And then you go forward, Hardgraves, Lindsay Collins, Angus Crichton, Victor Radley, Brandon Smith. They're all that. And it's all international players, really.
Yes, yep.
So, yeah, like that's how are they under the salary cap? Come on. And then you got Spencer Len, you come off the bench, and he's a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to tip the Roosters by 13 plus. And what's your thoughts, Darren?
I'm going to go Raiders.
Whoa.
Raiders at home. I've just got a slight feeling
something in the air.
Yes, I'll go with something in the air.
Okay,
yes.
Hold the ball. Let's get back to sanity. You're tipping the Roosters, right?
Yeah, look, we'll throw money back as well. I think he's the difference last week between the Roosters winning and losing at Starks there. He's going to be such a big impact player this game here. I can't go past him, and I think the Roosters definitely win well here. So, yeah,
100%. So the other game on Saturday, because there's 3 games on Saturday, is the Sharks versus the Panthers.
Ooh.
As we said before, the Sharks have to lose eventually. All right. The Panthers obviously lost last week. Are they going to lose 2 in a row? I don't think they will. Even though Cleary's out, they've still got, you still look at their team, especially their forward pack. Mosley Oda, Fisher Harris, Scott Sorensen, Liam Martin, Isaiah Yeo. That's quality right there. And Jerome Luai, obviously, he's got Brian To'o. Oh my God, Brian To'o, he's amazing. And Dylan Edwards at the back, so I'm gonna say the Panthers are gonna beat the Roosters. They're gonna beat the Sharks. It's gonna be close, but I think they're due for a loss, and they've had that tough run. They've played the Roosters, they've played the Storm. They've got to lose eventually, and I think the 3-time defending premiers are going to beat them. What's your thoughts, Darren?
I'm going to go Panthers.
Panthers?
Yeah.
How about hold the ball? What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, same as you, boys. They're echoing the same thing as well. Panthers, I think they'll be really ready, and especially the loss against the Warriors there. Definitely hurt them, so they'll be ready to pounce in. I think they're winning well. I think 13 plus.
I like that. N plus.
Yes.
So the late game on Saturday is the Rabbits versus the Panthers. I just talked about it. The Parramatta Eels. So the new coach, Trent Barrett, Ben Hornsby, the coaches. The battle of the interim coaches, really, isn't it?
It is, rather. Absolutely.
So the big news out of the teams is White has gone to 6 and Cody Walker's gone to 7. So their spine kind of looks. If you look at their spine, just take everyone else out. You got Latrell back, Jack White, Dalian winner. You got Cody Walker, who had a million try assists last year before, and you got Damien Cook. All right, that's a pretty good spine compared to the Parramatta spine, which is because we won't talk about their poor spine. But yeah, like I feel like South are due for a win. This shake-up of the spine might help them.
Yes,
I still see Parramatta without Mitchell Moses and Clint Guthman. Clint Guthman, I think, is their backbone. Without him, yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to say South by 4. Latrell will score a hat-trick. What's your thoughts, Darren?
I think Rabbitohs have at least got to win one. So I think this could be it. So I'll say Rabbitohs.
This is going to be an entertaining game, I guarantee.
It will be.
Yeah. All right, hold the ball. What are you thinking?
Yeah, the same thing as you guys. Rabbitohs for me, Latrell will go all out, and I'm looking forward to this game here. I reckon they'll win 13+.
Yeah, I'm thinking because Indigenous round. Obviously, South have a proud history of Indigenous players. Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell, just the name. Obviously, Jack White. Yeah, I think Latrell will just because he's been a bit average this season. Expecting him to kind of answer his critics this week. As much as I always bagged him out on hold the ball. This is not hold the ball. This is a Rampage League podcast. I'm mixing my stations anyway. So yeah, we'll move on to Sunday. This is a all Queensland affair from Suncorp. So we just say the Broncos play on a Sunday. So they always get Friday or Thursday. So they're playing 1:30 in Brisbane. I hope the fans rock up because they like to sleep in Brisbane. So
they do.
Brisbane versus the Titans. This is the poor Titans. I look at their team and it just looks incomplete. But saying that, they played really well on the weekend and they're a chance. Big player who played for them last week was Tom Weaver. It was a late inclusion. He played really well. Obviously, the feeders there. They've got a decent team. But the Broncos are just seem to be stacked. Only one they're really missing. Reece Walsh is back from his knee injury.
Right.
Only one they're missing is Adam Reynolds. So I think the Broncos will win this quite comfortably. I'm hoping the Titans put off white, but I think they're missing a few players that they need. Yeah. So I'm going to say the Broncos by 13+. Darren, what's your thoughts?
Well, it's 5th versus 16th. And so, yeah, I think Broncos have too much. So I'm going to go Broncos.
Yeah. Hold the ball.
Yeah, same as you guys. I love a good Queensland derby, but I see Broncos being too strong. Yeah, 13+.
So the last game of the round is in Auckland. So over the ditch. And obviously the Warriors versus the Dolphins. I think the Warriors will win this. I think the Dolphins have obviously playing good a lot lately, and I think they're due for a loss. And I think the Warriors are just building now, even though they're missing some key players, Tuivasa-Sheck, Sean Johnson, but I think the Warriors win. I think it'll be close, but I think Dylan Walker. I love Dylan Walker, by the way. I'm a big fan of Dylan Walker.
Yeah,
he played well. I think their forward packs is a better forward pack, and in New Zealand, I guarantee there'll be a big crowd there. I guess once the Kiwis get behind their team, they kind of grow another league. So I think at home they should win. I'm not going to be a big win. I say 8 points. What's your thoughts, Darren?
Yeah, I think Warriors at home, big crowd, home advantage. Yeah, so I'll go Warriors.
Hold the ball. Should I ask you? Are you going to tip against them? Or?
Yeah, well, with all due respect to the Dolphins, will be playing really well. I think the Purples that win against the Panthers will definitely give us another step into our game. Being at home as well, so I'm tipping up to win 6-12.
6-12, yeah. And Newcastle have to buy, so they get the 2 points easy.
Definitely.
Easy. So we'll move on to some random rugby league. Okay, obviously we talk about this every week.
Yeah.
So was it yesterday? Yesterday, I think I was out the shops. I was buying some nail polish for the missus, which is actually it's my nail polish. I got some pink for you, Darren. We'll put that on you later.
Thank you.
And I was like just walking around, and I seen people wearing rugby league shirts in Adelaide.
Wow.
It was like when you see a solar eclipse or something. So I seen 3 guys. One wears in a Broncos jersey. I didn't hold it against him. Okay.
No.
I seen a Parramatta jersey as well. I was like, okay, mate, probably shouldn't wear that. They're going really good. And I seen a Newcastle jersey.
Right.
This was all on the same day in Adelaide.
Oh, wow.
Within probably 2 hours of each other.
See, they've been listening to the Rampage League podcast.
I said, wear your jerseys.
That's it.
And they have been. I'm wearing my Rampage League podcast t-shirt as we speak. I have to send you one, hold the ball. I'm guessing you'd be extra small shirt.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You wear the small shirts, makes your muscles look bigger because hold the ball is big. So you wear a small shirt, looks like you're massive.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's my random oblique. I've actually seen people wearing jerseys in Adelaide. It's good to see. I should have went up, gave him a Rampage League podcast sticker. I actually don't hold him in my pocket at all times, so I probably should start putting him in my pocket and just walk around and just give them out.
Yes.
Do you have any random oblique this week?
Well, yes, yeah. Last Friday was D-Day for the Papua New Guinea bid. The Papua New Guinea NRL bid is not over the line, with Peter V'landys revealing Friday's was these on the 17th of May. It's D-Day as he prepares to meet with officials from the Australian government in Brisbane. V'landys, the ARL Commission chairman, said he was prepared to walk away from the Papua New Guinea bid if negotiations did not proceed to their liking.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I hope that happens. I hope they don't get a team. I've actually talked to a couple of people on Facebook that live in PNG. And they're even saying that they don't need a team. They don't deserve a team. Like they need to build more teams in Australia before they think about them. So we'll see, I guess. Yeah. Hold the ball. Do you have any random rugby league stories for the week?
Yeah, I do. So when Port Augusta there, two people I know have actually flew over to the Magic Round in Brisbane.
Wow.
And one's a Red supporter, one's a Cowboys supporter. So
Wow.
they had a good time. So that's it.
I actually got some breaking news, Darren. So, we're talking backflips before. Backflips, we're talking about front flips, Fafita, Cherry Evans.
Yep.
Zach Lomax backflipping on the Eels and staying with St. George.
No way.
Yeah, I just
Wow.
opened up the Facebook and, yeah.
Whoa.
Right there.
It is.
Back
I'm looking
flip.
at Rolly's phone now. Yes. Yep.
That would be big.
Yes.
He's been playing really well for the Dragons. Like he's been talked about Origin and to backflip. Maybe he has a clause or maybe not. Maybe Brad after the situation might have changed. It's maybe so interesting. Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Yep.
Good old Facebook. It gives you information, eh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I'll try to see if there's anything else we can see on here. Oh, that's for NBA. My team, the Nuggets are out. That sucks.
Yes.
I'm a Nuggets fan.
So it's my second favourite team.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's not rugby league, but yeah, poor Nuggets are out. So I'm going for the Timberwolves anyway. Yeah. So what else are we going to talk about, Darren? So we've talked about every week. We talked about like our Facebook page.
That's it.
Rampage League Podcast. We're getting up there.
We are.
And if you want a sticker, let me know. Obviously, hold the ball. Yours are in the mail. I've sent you about 30,000 of them, and a big one. Like I bought the
Cool.
sticker. I put it in the back of my car. It looks really good.
Awesome.
So if you want a sticker, just let us know. Like I've got stickers coming out of every drawer of the house. Like I sit on the couch. I roll over and there's stickers. Rampage League Podcast stickers. I open up, the cupboard. There's full of like a set of food coming out. It's just stickers. Like
Right.
so, yeah.
Yep. And our bit of, I guess, Rampage League use. I'm doing a business workshop at the moment, and it was started yesterday and concludes this Thursday. But we had to do the old icebreaker game where we had to work in pairs and introduce each other.
Yeah.
And one of the questions was, what was our hobby, or what do we do?
Yeah.
And of course, I said I like making. I do podcasts, and our flagship podcast is Rampage League Podcast.
Give us a plug.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I was asked to give a plug, so and big shout out to Rebecca and Alex. They went straight onto their phones and started and pressed follow. So a big shout out to Rebecca and Alex. Thanks
Rebecca
very much
Alex,
for that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's funny to talk about. So you go on my Facebook, Rolly. If you want to look me up, add me as a friend. And on my job, I've put host at Rampage League Podcast. So that's my job.
Yeah.
Where's my paycheck, Darren? Is it in the mail?
Yeah, well, excuse me.
Darren's left. Hey, mate, you owe me money. So more people like our Facebook page, the better. And obviously, they've got the petition where you want everyone to sign. You want to talk about the committee?
Yes, yep. So we're looking at formalising a kind of working committee, a group that can put a business case together or a good statement that we want a rugby league team. So we're looking for interested, preferably in Adelaide, but if you're really keen on rugby league and especially if you really want to see a team in Adelaide, we would love to hear from you. Hit us up on our socials or the email admin@ozsportsonline.com, and once we get enough people, we'll start to look at when we can have our first meeting.
Yeah. So just the backstory on that kind of. So we've got our Facebook group chat. We have the Rampage chat. We have like a few people on there talking about obviously Adelaide Rugby League and getting a team here. And one of the guys, Aiden, who's an OG from the Rampage League podcast, was like, I messaged a few teams on Instagram about a team in Adelaide. I'm like, well, no one's going to listen to one per random fan saying they want a team in Adelaide. We need to be professional. We need to get a committee. We need to go about this and actually approach SA Rugby League and say, this is our committee, whatever we're going to be called, Jumbuck Army.
Yep.
This is our plan. This is our, this is what we've done, our research, what we need from you guys, what we can offer you guys. Instead of going, message South Sydney and said, why don't you relocate to Adelaide? No one's going to listen to that. You need to think smarter and think about the long-term goal. Not just, we want a team in Adelaide, give us a team or we'll burn down the Adelaide Oval. You've got to obviously think about it more. So we've started doing that.
Yep.
Obviously, Darren's kind of headlining that because he wants to. And obviously, we've got Hold the Ball, and me, myself, Tama, and we've got Aiden as well.
Yes.
And we're all going to kind of, and obviously other people that we're going to try and recruit,
Yep.
get a plan going ahead, talk to SA,
NRLSA,
also there.
Yep.
And then just obviously if we do this, it's a better chance than if all of us individually just inbox people going, Team Adelaide, Rams, bring them back, Rampage podcast. If we come together and think, because we're all pretty smart guys, we've all got different ideas, but if we all come together and kind of have a common goal, which we kind of do, which is a team in Adelaide, I feel like there's a better chance than just going. I inboxed Peter Volandis and I said, give us a team. And he never responded. How rude, So, hopefully, fingers crossed we can get that sorted shortly. And then I'll also keep you in the loop on the Rampage League podcast.
Absolutely. We still would like, a big part of this is the petition. So we still would love to get more signatures. We're aiming for 1,000 before we take it to the state government.
Yeah, that's important because we can give that to the SA Rugby League as well.
Yes.
We've got 526. So it's getting slow. But all we need to do, obviously, if you haven't signed it already, sign it. Even share it on your social media.
Please.
Just more people signed it. They don't have to like Rugby League to say, we need to sign me petition, mate. I'll give you, I'll buy a beer at Brew Boys. We'll go down there on Tuesday night, watch the Rampage League podcast recording. The more signatures, the better for us. The better. The thing is, if we get more signatures and we get to do this petition, to get a team in Adelaide, it doesn't, if you don't like Rugby League, it just makes Adelaide more place to go for travel if there's a team there.
Yes.
So obviously, we've talked about heaps, but you've got the AFL, that's it. In winter, if you like AFL, what are you going to do in Adelaide? Not much.
Not much, no.
So Rugby League, Origin we had last year, successful.
Because we've got a stadium that's just sitting there that's not being used for A-League or the women's
exactly right,
A-League. So we're already partway there. Maybe I won't go into it tonight, but there is a club down up north that's actually had their facilities upgraded, and they've now got an NRL. They could hold an NRL ground. Okay. It's up to their standards. So
there you go. Well, that's interesting. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
So we'll go into our last kind of subject. This will be pretty quick. So our crystal ball. We're going to pull out Origin winners, okay, for one.
Yep.
The score, it's going to be 3-0, 2-1, whatever. And your player of the series, okay? I'm going to go, Darren, you pick first because I always go first. I'm going to go last.
Yep.
So, Darren, who's going to win Origin? Make me laugh.
New South Wales.
Oh, okay. So, 3-0, 2-1?
2-1.
2-1. Who's your player of the series? Nathan Cleary?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're going to say Nathan Cleary?
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary's going to win player of the series and he's injured, Darren.
Oh.
So if I set you up for failure there.
I think you have, yes. Yep. Well, maybe you could ask me that question when we know the New South Wales team.
Well, he's out. Turbo's out. So, okay, hold the ball. Make me laugh again. I almost paid when he said Nathan Cleary's going to win player of the series. Okay, so hold the ball. Who's going to win State of Origin?
Yeah, look, sorry, but I'm a Blues supporter. So look, I think 2-1 Blues. And I reckon Nico Hines.
Nico Hines. Yeah, and it's going to be 3-0. You reckon, or 2-1?
No, definitely not 3-0. 2-1.
Okay, I'm going to be the smart one here because I'm a Queensland fan. So Queensland will win, be 2-1. It's going to be close, all three games. It's not going to be blowouts. It's going to be close. And the player of the series is going to be the guy with the best eyebrows in the game, Reece Walsh. Hey?
I like that.
I like that. I'm looking forward to Origin, though. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because most years, I obviously went to last year's game in Adelaide, but most years I'm either away doing other things for work. But I'm going to be here. I'm going to be on the couch with me popcorn, some alcoholic beverages, and my teddy bears either side of me. No, not really. I haven't got teddy bears. I do have teddy bears. That's pretty embarrassing. I talked to
I'll make you feel better.
Oh,
I have teddy bears, but they're all in my favourite sports uniforms.
Okay, so my missus, I bought her a teddy bear.
Yep.
And she got, I've got to actually, why are we talking about teddy bears on the Rampage? Anyway, I've got a teddy bear that I got from my auntie when I was like 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I put it on the spare bed and he stays there and he stinks. It's not even, I don't even know what animal he is. He's got a really big nose and he's really hairy and he's got shoes on. But I've had him since I'm old now. So I've had him for a while. And everywhere I move, he manages to get packed in and I haven't thrown him out. So, Cold Ball, do you have any teddy bears?
You know, I actually had one when I was very young. Named Goldie.
Goldie.
That's sort of like a very medium-sized teddy bear, but yeah, that's probably the fondest memory I have.
Yeah, talking about teddy bears, bring back the Bears, Perth.
Yes, yep.
It's going to happen, I think.
I
I'd
think
love
so.
to. So we talked this last week. Holder Ball wasn't here. Obviously, he was off being the mayor of Port Augusta. I think he's. Holder Ball, what's your thoughts on the Perth Bears?
Oh look, I'm not sure what you guys are a fan of it, but I'm against it. Only because I would imagine that Perth may want their own sort of identity. Now I'm not too sure how they're going to structure it, whether they've got to bring it back if that is the case. Perth Bears. But yeah, look, I'm all for it if that is the case. But I just want to see sort of where Perth and whether they want their own identity, sorry, or whatever.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. 100%.
I've heard both cases, and that's the one that I've heard the most is that they want to stand on their own 2 feet. And
Bears are gone, but they just can't let it go. Like, obviously, they can't stay in Sydney. There's 1,000 teams there. Perth, maybe, but yeah, as they deserve their own identity, own history. Talking about how that the North Sydney Bears wanted to team. I was talking to someone before about relocating a Sydney team to Adelaide that struggled. Okay, so there's 1,000 Sydney teams. They've all got history. I think I hate Parramatta, and they haven't won a comp forever. Cut them out. Not a big loss. Parramatta, who cares? And give that license to Adelaide, and then we can even team up with the Newtown Jets in the New South Wales Cup and be called the Adelaide Jets. Gives you a history from, we don't have to take Parramatta spot, but even like just the Adelaide Jets, taking the Newtown Jets name and just locating them here. And we talked about last week, there's a RAF base here somewhere in Adelaide. I think it's here.
North somewhere.
North suburbs. Let me think, it's called RAF Edinburgh. So I think they've got jets there. I'm guessing it's an Air Force base. So it gives you kind of like a first game at Adelaide Oval, have a flyover of the Jets. I don't like the colours of the Jets, blue and white. It's the Bulldogs colours. What's your thoughts, Hold the Ball, on a team relocating or a Newtown team coming to Adelaide or Parramatta?
Yeah, look, I think definitely Adelaide presents itself differently to Perth. I think Adelaide will definitely suit a merger or one of those historic teams coming back. I'm all for it. Whatever sort of brings back an NRL team here in Adelaide, I'm all for it. So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, 100%. So just say crystal ball, say 2030, there's Team 18, Team 19, Team 20. Okay. Darren, who's your Team 18, Team 19, Team 20? Where are they from? Who are you picking?
Well, I think there'd have to be a team from Perth.
Yep.
Adelaide.
I
think somehow Queensland.
Some Queensland team. Okay, Hold the Ball. Your 18th, 19th, and 20th teams. Where are they located?
Yep. Ideally, it'll be Perth. It'll be New Zealand number 2, and then it'll be Adelaide.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Yes.
So I'd say Team 18, Ireland. Team 19, Fiji. Team 20, Lebanon. No, I'm just kidding. I just made them up. So Team 18, Team 19, Adelaide, and Team 20. Is Auckland South Island? North Island, isn't it? So we need a team on the South Island.
Yes.
Yeah, have that North-South Island. Like, I think last week we were talking to the other guy, what's his name?
Tama.
Good guy. He was against the team in New Zealand.
Yes.
But that rivalry would be huge.
Oh, it would be.
It'd just be big for New Zealand to have 2 teams. That rivalry would be huge. Bring more fans in New Zealand to rugby league. Obviously, they love union there. Is there enough talent in New Zealand? They can poach from Australia. They can get England players. They can get Polynesian players, and then obviously if they've got a team on the South Island, they can kind of populate the team with the local juniors.
Hopefully, I'm not going to say the wrong thing here. Would it make more sense for a New Zealand Papua New Guinea team rather than a Papua New Guinea Australian team?
So is it in the Super Rugby? They've got like a Pacifica team. I don't watch much rugby union anymore because it used to be good 20 years ago. It's not that good anymore.
No.
But they've got like a Pacifica team in the Super Rugby. Maybe they could have a New Zealand team and they could take a couple of games to PNG.
Yep.
Like they could use, obviously they could have a feeder club there to get the PNG juniors to play for New Zealand.
Yep.
I still think, PNG don't need a team.
No.
Give them a game or two. A game, because they're crazy over there for rugby league.
Yeah.
But the politics over there, the economy, it's bad. So give them a game, give them like a taste, and then we can talk about that in like years and years to come.
Yeah.
But not now.
I totally agree. I was just thinking it kind of makes a little bit more sense for that connection between New Zealand and Papua New Guinea more than Australia. And I know Australia, it's to do with politics, and that's it. But another thing, what would happen if Perth / New South Wales does fall over and they can't work out to get a team in the 8th the
18th, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing I'd really like someone to tell me from Perth, if anyone listens from Perth, are you actually keen for a team in Perth? Obviously, we know us in South Australia, we want a team. We've talked to many people, we want a team. I've actually never heard someone from Perth go, I want a rugby league team in Perth. All I've heard is Bears fans saying, we want a team in Perth because they want to be back in the comp. But I've never actually heard someone from Perth. I know people from Perth. I work with people from Perth. They don't ever say, I'm keen for a rugby league team in Perth. Perth's a long way away from the eastern states. Do they actually care about rugby league? Obviously, Origin's there, but once Origin leaves, do they actually talk about rugby league again? Is it just, is it like smoke and mirrors? Oh, everyone loves league in Perth. They got 50,000 people at Origin, but do they actually care? I'd love someone from Perth to let us know. Do you actually want a team there? Like, obviously, NRL want a team there, but if you get a team, are you going to get 50,000 members, 20,000 members? You're going to get sold out crowds? Like, I'd be interested. Hold the ball. What's your thoughts? Do you reckon people like NRL in Perth?
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I'm just going to go back to like the crowd figures there. For last year's NRL, obviously this year's State of Origin. I'll feel that they definitely want a team there, and they're a very sporty bunch over there in Perth. So yeah, look, for me, I feel they would. But at the end of the day, I'm not a local there, so I'm not too sure.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to go through my history here. So the first game at the Western Reds back in the day, their first game was at the Wacker, okay, and they got 24,000 fans, and then they averaged since that game 13,000 more than Sydney teams. Okay, but saying that was the first year. Okay, the second year they only averaged 6,000.
Wow, it's a major drop.
So yeah, that's interesting, and obviously they got cut. Interested, yeah. I don't really know if there's many fans, and then so another name. So obviously the Western Reds, the Perth Bears. Another name that I've kind of heard, I don't know if you heard this one, is the West Coast Pirates.
No, I haven't.
So that's
right.
They launched this years and years ago. They were trying to get into the SG ball competition. So that's a kind of a new team that have their own colours, own history. Wouldn't have to be a Bears kind of like 2.0.
No.
Have you heard that? Hold the ball, the West Coast Pirates.
I heard about them as well. Yeah, like yourself. Yeah, they came on the block a few years ago. But I wonder where they are.
Yeah, what happened to them? Like they kind of just disappeared, Yeah. So back to their crowd. So their lowest crowd in Perth was 5,000 people.
Wow.
That's a terrible crowd.
It is.
So like I'm guessing them like they start off strong, kind of like Adelaide. We had a big crowd. We kind of kept decent crowds, even though we were a terrible team. But to say that was 5,000 people, that's
that wouldn't even make.
That wouldn't. Yeah. So
if you're playing at Optus, that wouldn't even make a dent in the.
No.
Oh, wow.
So here we go. I'm looking at their crowds. Here we go. So their highest crowd yet, 24,000. 20s. Yeah, and their lowest crowds, there's a few, but below crowds, 5,000, 5,700, 5,800, 6,000. So there's like at least 10 games under 10,000.
Wow.
That's 96, 97. Yeah. Well, we'll see what they do with the NRL if they've got a plan and it falls over.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Does that then open the door even wider for Adelaide?
Yeah, like just saying, like if Perth got a team and PNG and New Zealand, they didn't give Adelaide a team, and then they go Perth and they fail, kind of like the Chargers in the Gold Coast and the Seagulls.
Yep.
Would they go, okay, we'll give Adelaide a team instead? If we obviously keep getting Origins and we keep getting big crowds. Yeah, because obviously crowds will speak volumes about how the team's going. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just have to wait and see. Now, obviously, we've got this business plan to go ahead, so we'll see how we go. Yeah.
For sure, yes.
Well, that brings an end to the podcast.
It does.
Darren. Thanks, Hold the Ball, for joining us again. Your expert predictions and views are appreciated. Yeah,
absolutely.
We always love having you on. Thanks, Darren, again for having me here. Thanks, Brew Boys Brewery, for hosting.
Yes, yep.
We'll be back again next week.
Definitely.
Go the Rams. Adelaide to bring it out from their own line. And met by some very willing Auckland defence. And pushed back a couple of metres. Kieran Walters just goes from dubbing half to pick up Darren Doherty. 25 metres out from his own line.
As now the Adelaide Rams make their way out onto Marathon Stadium for the first time.